My name's Elton Hankins. They call me Bud, and I retired as a captain in the Navy. But I got a call from my representative, and he said, I have an appointment at the Naval Academy if you want to go there. And I said, yes, I did, and it was the best decision I ever made. So I went to the Naval Academy, and from there I was sent to a destroyer in Pearl Harbor. After a year and a half, I met my wife in Hawaii. We got married, eventually left the Fletcher, and went to New London, Connecticut, to submarine school. While in New London, I served in the submarine Sablefish. My wife had the first four of our 5 children. I went on to teach at the submarine school in New London, Connecticut, and then we went back to Hawaii to the submarine Bashaw, and our 5th child was born in Hawaii. After Bashaw, I served as the executive officer of the Bugera, another submarine, and then went to postgraduate school and studied international relations at the University of Southern California. After that year, I returned to San Diego and took command of the USS Spinax, SS 489. That was in September of 1967, and I served as a commanding officer until September of 1969. After that, Harriet, myself, and the family went to Washington, D.C., where I served on the staff of the Chief of Naval Operations in Plans and Policy. 2 years later, as executive officer, the USS Gilmore, a submarine tender, located in La Modena, Italy. Then back to the Pentagon, back to the Navy staff, Plans and Policy, in Middle East, Africa affairs. Served on the Navy staff for 3 years there, and then did the same thing on the Joint Staff, J5, Plans and Policy, Middle East, Africa. The next 3 years, I served as the chief of the Navy section, the Joint U.S. Military. I won't bother you with the long juice mag, but I served in Turkey, and essentially I was an advisor to the Turkish Navy, where we would discuss everything from tactics, machinery, to shipyard improvements. I was coming to the end of my career, and I went back to Washington, D.C. and sat on the board of Discharge and Review for a year, and then retired in 1984. I had a little bit more association with the Navy because after that, after I retired, I went to work in Saudi Arabia for the Saudi Navy. I worked in the technical department and managed the 2 shipyard repair facilities and the 2 helicopter repair facilities that Navy had. I say I have to tell you this because as a civilian I served in another war, and that was Desert Storm, because the Saudis contributed minesweepers to that event, and they came out of the shipyards that I helped to manage. After that, I left Navy activities, except that I bought a sailboat, and my wife and I sailed all over the Atlantic Ocean and out of our home in Chesapeake Bay, on the Chesapeake Bay. And then 6 years later, we decided that we had the best of sailing that we'd ever have, and we left the boat with our son and moved back to California, where we first originated, and we live in Cambria, California nowadays.